Here are our 5 insane nearly transfers. We tried to find some of the craziest signings that almost happened in football. The most ridiculous one was the Diego Maradona to Sheffield United. Transfer deadline day is one of the most anticipated days on the football calendar. Will your club sign that elusive player at the last second? Or will they narrowly miss out and be left with their tail in between their legs? There have been some memorable and some not so memorable last minute signings over the years. From Robinho to Manchester City to Luis Suarez to Liverpool, there have been some huge ones to note. We are looking at some of the signings that didn't quite make it over the line, how different life could have been if they managed to sign on a dotted line just on time. We all know Ronaldo as one of the goal scoring elite, but his journey to stardom could have been completely different. Before signing for Manchester United in 2003, the then sporting man was a whisker away from signing for Arsene Wenger's Arsenal. Wenger was quoted saying, "I had Ronaldo at the training ground, I showed him around and gave him a shirt with a number on the back. It was even reported that he was going to get the number 9. Imagine how different both Arsenal and Ronaldo's fortunes could have been if they had met the asking price. Yikes. David De Gea has been Manchester United's best player this season, even with the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo in the side. Life could have been so different for the Spaniard. Back in 2015, David De Gea nearly signed for Spanish giants Real Madrid, rivals of his former team Atletico. Rumour after rumour hit the back pages as the saga wore on. Then Man United boss Louis van Gaal even dropped De Gea for 2 games during the speculation. However, as we all know, De Gea stayed with United. But why? It was reported that a dodgy fax machine was to blame as the deal fell through. De Gea even admitted after the saga that he was nervous to play at Old Trafford again. But all things happen for a reason. Just look at him now. Bolton Wanderers currently play in League One. But there was a time in the early noughties where they were a real Premier League big hitter. Under Sam Allardyce, Bolton regularly finished in the top half of the Premier League and competed and even drew with the great Bayern Munich in the UEFA Cup. There was one time when the Trotters were even in for the Rivaldo. One of his representatives, Peter Harrison, said, "The World Cup winner is back in Spain, currently mulling over the club's offer, but I'm quietly confident he'll get the go-ahead from his personal agent." Unfortunately, despite Allardyce making a good impression on the Brazilian, the move didn't pull through. Imagine seeing Rivaldo in the Premier League for Bolton. Wow. In 2010, a 21-year-old Robert Lewandowski was making waves for Poznan, and a certain Lancashire club was taking an interest. The club was one-time Premier League champions Blackburn Rovers. ESPN at the time reported that a £4 million bid was put in. However, the move was thrown up in the air, quite literally, after a huge volcanic ash cloud filled the sky. Lever's agent then said, after the flight got cancelled, "It makes no sense to drive." He then joined Borussia Dortmund, and as they say, the rest is history. As far as failed transfers go, it doesn't get more shocking than this. In 1978, Sheffield United manager Harry Haslam went on a scouting trip to Argentina, setting the scene. Blades fans, you might want to sit down. United were in the 2nd division at the time, and needed some fresh blood. And when Haslam saw 17-year-old Diego Maradona in action, he immediately started preparing a £200,000 bid to bring him to Yorkshire. But as we know, that didn't quite work out, and we all kind of know what happened to that little Argentine. It might have been a bit good. These are some of the transfers that very nearly happened. Did we miss any? Get them down below in the comments, and we'll see you next time on SPORF.